Good evening, Bronco fans. I'm Adam Bulleran, and tonight's game is the Davenport Broncos versus the Horizon Hawks. We are playing at the ranch at Advent Health Field. Kickoff begins now. Broncos first real opponents compared to the scrimmage we had last Friday, offense on defense. But today we have a full team to play. Get our first look at the Broncos. Our seniorless Broncos squad with no seniors. I don't know where I was going with that one. If you're looking at the Broncos right now, something different we have this year is the black helmets. Full blackout uniforms. I'm a fan of the gold helmets myself. Just popped out on the field better. Great fan turnout for both sides tonight, as our offense will start with the ball. Aiden staying on his feet. Flag is down. Looks like.
And that was just a never say die by Aiden George, making sure that he stayed in the play that entire time, moving around, blocking all of those defenders as they were coming at him. Offensive line just letting the defense come right through.
Definitely showing holes without the seniors. Holding on the Broncos, bringing them back 10 yards. First down on 20.
And it's one of those still a new school, two of the newest schools in Florida. You have the Broncos of Davenport, you have the Horizon Hawks. Both of these schools opening last year. And look at all the fanfare over on the Horizon sideline. Plenty of fans for them came, they brought their cheerleaders. This is a big game for Horizon.
Pierre on the carry, gain of around 9 for a 2nd and 11. You know, something we saw last season is the Broncos running the ball a lot more than in air as Aiden goes. Ooh. Great bullet pass down the middle. Just couldn't catch it.
Which was a very different fanfare from the first year for the Broncos when you had Van Devere that was setting all of those Broncos records that still stand to this date with all of those huge passing yardage, all of those touchdowns he would throw in those games. So yeah, last year they had to go to a completely different offense, go with this run offense. We'll see this year if they're able to merge and have a hybrid of those two offenses.
Ooh. Looks like Aiden lost it, but our O-line recovered it. 4th and 11.
So you're even talking with all of our seniors no longer being here, Broncos kicker Nick Verdico was their kicker these last 2 years, and that's the great thing about these spring games, is you're able to see how these, well, in this case, younger talent is going to be able to perform. So they can have this game, so they can spend all summer, here's what we did, what can we do better in the fall?
Fair catch. Hawks will start the ball on the 35.
So the Broncos defense has been their bread and butter this entire offseason. That's how it was during this regular season in the fall portion of the 22-23 school year. Let's see if this defense continues to be that huge staple for the Broncos.
Definitely will. If you remember, we had the Twins last year. They're still back because they're seniors now. Definitely took some stuff from last season to carry on to this season. Broncos stopping the run on gain of 5 for Horizon.
That's Horizon just going to test you. We're going to see how good this defensive wall actually is, and we're going to run right at you right away. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 3. We've seen so often that running will set up a pass. You got 2 in the backfield, maybe trying to run it again to try to establish it. There it is, direct snap.
Took it through for a gain of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1. So 30 inches, 9:45 to go here in the opening quarter. I've been waiting a long time to snap that one.
Another run.
And why not? Gives them enough for that first down.
If you're Horizon, are you just sticking to the run game?
At this point, you keep going until they stop you. And there we go, another run for huge yardage, but that ball might be loose.
If it was loose, Horizon recovered it.
Yep. Horizon quickly jumping right back on it. So if I'm Horizon, I'd probably run it one more time now, and if you don't get the first down here, then I'd opt to throw it. And there is that huge defensive stop in the backfield by the Broncos. That's the defense we were talking about. It's 3rd and 12, a loss of 5 on that one. And that might be the spark the defensive needed. You never know what will generate that spark for a team. It just takes one play. Could that be the play for the Broncos?
Ooh, going for a run. QB carries it. Ooh.
Looks like he's going to be just shy of that first down marker.
For 4th and 1. Fourth and 2.
And Horizon is going to go ahead. They're going to elect to go ahead and talk it over. So obviously, when you've seen how effective this run game has been for Horizon, you have to absolutely assume if you're the Broncos, they're going to come out of here and they're going to try to run it to get this 1 to 2 yards.
Guarantee it. Just got to build a wall.
And again, that old adage is there. You keep running to set up the pass. So if the Broncos do go in with that mindset that, hey, they have to run, have to run, have to run, do you do some trickery here? Do you go with a flea flicker? Because all of Horizon's runs have been to their side of the field. It's been to that far sideline. All of the passes have been to the near side. So do you try to do some trickery and try to keep all of that open space on that near side of the field? .7:20 to go. We are scoreless here from Davenport between the Davenport Broncos and the Horizon Hawks. John Chigueras here with Aiden Bowler, thank you for joining us wherever you may be here for spring football from the ranch at Advent Health Field.
And they elect to run it.
And they run it right up the middle. Should be enough for a first down. And that has been the one thing that has caused this defense trouble in the 2 years of this program is stopping the run. And we saw that. When did we have that big loss earlier? It's when they decided to pass. The Broncos were able to pounce and get that strong defense on there.
Broncos defense taking them in the backfield. Flag on the play. Is that a flag?
That is a flag.
Honestly couldn't tell. Penalty decline or?
So went ahead and they just said it was no marker, so it was an inadvertent flag. So 2nd and 10.
Another run. We'll run them back.
Broncos were able to take them down, as you said, in the backfield. But again, here goes that pass. And again, where were all the offense on that pass coming to that near side? So seeing Horizon, when they want to pass, they're going to the Broncos side of the field. When they want to run, they're running it on their own side. Hasn't coming out of the shotgun, 3rd and long.
Gain of around 5.
Yep.
On that one with a pass from Horizon, so. But it was on their sideline this time.
Yep, it was. So 4th and 8. So Horizon is already 1 for 1 on 4th down conversions today. No surprise they're going to stay on the field.
They have nothing to lose. Ooh, in the air.
That's going to be incomplete and a turnover on downs.
Broncos offense will take over on their 36.
And now we'll see what the Broncos offense is able to do. You have this defense that was able to get that stand. Momentum definitely could have gone Horizon's way. You have that 4th down opportunity. Horizon gets that 1st down. Looked like they were dead to rights with that big sack. Horizon comes back. Absolutely could have worn down the defense, but the defense held strong. Now it's the offensive's time to come out. What can you do to go ahead and continue to raise that intensity?
run. Ooh.
And
Insane gain on that one by Aiden. Was that Aiden? Gain of 12? Oh, gain of 16.
so 16, incredible first down yardage by the Broncos there, and that's what they need to do, is find different ways to go ahead and get that first down. Start mixing some things up.
Timeout Broncos.
It's good. Take a moment to go ahead and discuss everything that we have seen. Still scoreless, and it has been a hard-fought game so far between these two teams in the 6 minutes and 52 seconds that we have had so far. So, Aiden, if you're Coach George, what are you telling your offense right now to try to get them motivated, to try to get some points on this board?
I mean, we have the momentum now. It's on our side. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, find the gaps, find the holes, go through, find the good runs, open lanes. Someone's open, catch it.
And if you're Rising, you're probably saying, look at what you did at the first opportunity during that first drive, shutting Davenport right down. See if you can go ahead and do it again.
Ooh. You don't want the carry, flag on the play. Broncos holding.
So first and 15 now for the Broncos off of that holding penalty.
Pickup of, look like three or four.
Yep, so a few yards picked up. Brings up second and 13. What you need to do, just go ahead a little bit at a time. You don't need to get all 13 yards on this one play.
Escape. Ooh. A sack on that one. Brought back around 8 or 9 yards.
So again, it's this offensive line that's continuing to give the Broncos struggles. So third and long, 2:58 to go here in the opening quarter. Scoreless from the Ranch at Advent Health Field.
Whistles.
That'll back the Broncos up even more.
Would you go in the air for this one, or are you staying on the ground?
On a 3rd and 30, I'd probably go ahead and put it on the air. And I'd probably come on that near sideline where it looks like the Broncos have the advantage. And that's exactly where they're looking.
Complete for a 4 and 31.
And for the second time, the Broncos will go ahead and they will bring out their punt team. Hawks having a number of returners back, and they will call it for a fair catch at about the 29. So 2:35 to go here in the opening quarter. So Horizon wasting no time. Their offense is on the field. They're ready to go. And Davenport's defense is taking a little more of a time to get out there, making Horizon wait.
Out on their side.
And a great stop by the Broncos on that run.
Flag on the play. You know, penalties are playing a part of this game. The penalties brought the Broncos back around 20 yards.
About a number of penalties on that drive for the Broncos. And we'll see what this does to continue to rejuvenate this Broncos defense, which is, again, has been so important part of their process. That's going to be a pass on the near sideline, and that's going to be a first down for the Hawks. Huge catch by Allen coming down that near sideline. And that's what we expect when you run the ball that often. If you're the Broncos defense, you get lulled. All right, here comes another run, and boom. Fast pitch and throw coming down that near sideline to get that first down. It's that run that's setting up the big pass.
Horizon runs it to their side for a gain of...
And that's Dove again continuing to show his speed and his footwork.
Final minute in the first quarter for this game at the Ranch at Advent Health Field. Ball on the Broncos is 39 yard. Looks like they're going to run again. Yep. Pick up around 5 or 6.
So we're 2nd and 4, under 20 seconds to go. We'll see if Horizon goes ahead and elects to make the play and has the final play of the quarter, or are they just going to let the quarter elapse?
Flag.
That's going to be close to a first down, but Aiden, as you just said, flag on the play.
I'm good at calling the flags. backfield, so it's on Horizon. End of the first quarter, beginning of this second quarter at the ranch at Advent Health Field. I'm Aiden with John Shigaris, bringing coverage of the Davenport Broncos versus the Horizon Hawks.
And scoreless so far, which is very different than last year's spring game against Discovery. The Broncos started throwing up points left and right early on in that game. It's good. We will switch sides of the field.
The ranch is definitely bringing in some more fans. Great fan turnout for both sides.
And as far as the officials haven't made the chains move at all. And there's that pass and down to the 2-yard line. Great catch and throw. And that's going to bring up 1st and goal. So again, once again, there is all of that running setting up that pass.
Ooh, broke through. Touchdown Horizon. Great way to start the second quarter for the Hawks.
Absolutely. Start getting that momentum, getting those points on the board.
The kick is good. 7-0 Horizon, right? Yeah.
Slocks go ahead. They strike blood first.
See if the Broncos have an answer.
That's one thing we did see early on in the season with the Broncos. At least the first few games, where they go ahead, they would give up points, but they'd instantly go ahead and put points back on the board. At least when they came back to the ranch. The first few games of the season, we know the blowout that happened in Haines City. But at least at the ranch, when points did go up, they were able to come down on the next drive and at least put up some sort of points.
Look back at the Liberty game, I believe.
So Broncos will take it 1st and 10 from their own 25.
Broncos running it. Ooh.
And that's going to be a 1st down, but that ball is loose.
Recovered by the Broncos. Great recovery by, I believe, Quentin Chapman, number 17.
But a flag on the backfield. put on the Broncos, which makes sense when you're able to go ahead and get that big of a hole.
That would definitely light a spark in the offense. No matter the outcome of it, just to be able to gain that much on a play.
It's 1st and 15, 11:27 to go here in the second quarter. And it's odd for the first time, or actually second time, because Brinkley was here a few times, but for the second time having Bronco alumni here, as Yasin Swaft, who was such a key role in this Broncos football team the last 2 years, was just shown on the sideline. It's great, even though they've been alumni now for less than a week, still tuning out to come and watch their Broncos play. So to get into a point that you said, you're right, it might give this offense some confidence. Granted, that penalty did bring them back, but it's letting them know, hey, we actually can get this type of yardage against Horizon. Start taking some little things and just build and build and build. That's why you have 4 downs. You don't have to get all 15 yards on one play. Start to grow that confidence for the Broncos.
Confidence is key in the game of football. It's all about mindset. We run it again.
And Pierre is able to pick up a yard or two. 2nd down.
Just about 11 or just under 11 minutes left in this second quarter.
Horizon just driving to put their first points on the board. Broncos looking to strike back.
Looking like a run play from the Broncos. Or, yeah. Another run.
And Horizon saw it as well as you did for the very quick stop.
Gain of nothing. Still 3rd and 20. It was a loss.
Broncos going ahead and they're spreading their offense a little more. Horizon answering with a nickel defense. Georgia's pass almost intercepted. It'll now be 4th down. So when it comes to this, you do look for those minor victories. Broncos' offensive line was so much better in that stand. So hopefully the Broncos can now take that and continue to build and continue to build.
It's all about time and finding the gaps in the defense.
Games like this, it's a marathon. It is not a sprint.
You got to win the small battles before you win the war.
Broncos with a very short punt, and the Hawks are going to get excellent field position to begin their drive.
Could definitely see that we're missing for Deerco, right? No. Who's the kicker?
Right, you are missing Ferdico, who is making some of those awesome defensive stops.
No.
Just mixing up the Knicks. It happens all the time.
I don't remember his name.
Rising with the run. And Broncos have the ball, and they're going the other way. Down to the 40, the 30, open field. Are there any flags in the background? And that's going to be a touchdown for the Broncos. I don't see any yellow on the field, and the Broncos have now cut it to a 7-6 deficit.
Great defense on that play.
And absolutely, we talk about how this defense has been their bread and butter, and sometimes your best offense can be your defense, and the defense showed it there.
I believe it was one of the twins that got. The kick is good. Broncos defense evening up this game. Was confusing my evenings.
And again, it's so odd to see a kicker out there kicking an extra point who is not Nicholas Da Silva.
I got that, Nick. Horizon is ready to start, but the Broncos.
And again, now it's just mind games for the Broncos. All right, Horizon is out there like, come on, we are ready to go. No, we're just going to take a second, make you think about the very last play that you made.
You know, that's something that is definitely carried from last season and the season before, with the Broncos carrying, playing at their pace, not playing at their opponent's pace. And you see that with any Broncos sport. You can see it in last season's volleyball. You can see it in this season's flag football.
And you're absolutely right. That's something the girls' volleyball team does so well. As they go ahead, that they do play at that slow pace. Other teams try to speed it up, but no, the Broncos will slow it right down. And that's something that Coach Ellis preaches to her kids. And that's why they have been as successful as they have as that young program.
Broncos defense carrying that momentum that they got on the play prior.
So 3rd and 4. Now we'll see if the Broncos can once again stand tall on that 3rd down.
In and out, bobbled that one. 4th and 4? Or 4th and 3? 4th and 4. Horizon's offense is staying out there, looking to go for it.
Horizon has had such success with the run so far today. I would expect to run either that or they're going to just try to draw the Broncos off sides and then call that last second timeout.
Looks like their kicker is actually out there. Broncos picking the ball up at their 35? Horizon's 35?
7:33 to go in this game. Broncos and Hawks all tied up at 7. So how quickly things change. The last time the Broncos offense was on the field, they were actually down 7-0. Hawks offense has had 2 different possessions.
Flag on the play.
So illegal procedure, it will now be 1st and 15.
Said it before, I'll say it again. Penalties are playing a part of this game.
Broncos stacked more toward the near side of the field, the sideline in which they are on. One lone receiver on that far side. Broncos looked to run that way and instantly stopped by the Hawks.
Gain of around 1 on that one.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 14, 7:15 to go here in the opening half. Broncos and Hawks tied up at 7. Here in our final Broncos Broadcast Network broadcast of the year. But fans, we will be back before you know it. Opening day coming in just a few months on August 18th. That'll be the boys football kickoff. Ooh. That's taken down that far sideline.
Amazing pickup on that one. Enough for that first down. Broncos breaking Horizon territory.
If I was wondering, that opening game, that's going to be against Celebration.
It's going to be a good game.
Number of home games in the coming up school year, which would be awesome for this football team.
They've had, what, 5?
Well, last year there was 3.
Yeah, I think, like, of all time, 5.
So as of right now, Celebration is coming to the ranch, Haines City is coming to the ranch, Tenorock is coming to the ranch, and that is going to be a big game as the Broncos will look to get revenge on the first ever football game at the ranch. Lyman is also coming here, so the first 4 games in the Broncos schedule is here at the ranch. They're going to host Lake Wales, they're going to host Poinciana, they're going to host Lake Region, they're going to host Ridge. So a lot of home games coming to the ranch this coming season.
Definitely a change from the Broncos' first 2 seasons, right?
This Broncos just across midfield at their own 49.
Carry on that one. Gain of 4. Pick up a 4 on that one. Great night for some football. Broncos breaking through. Third and 2. Seems like the momentum is all on the Broncos' side.
And it came back from that recovery for a touchdown from the defense. Again, you never know where that spark will come from. And look at that.
Ooh.
Oh! Haskins just cannot come down with it. It's 4th and 2. Beautifully designed play there.
5:07 left in the first half at the Ranch at Advent Health Field.
And the Broncos fans, for the first time, actually getting into the game. The Hawks sideline has been making noise, but now the Broncos doing the same. 4th down, Broncos trying to get that first down. Broncos sideline is trying to say that they got it. Horizon is saying they did not. We'll wait for the spot on the ball. And it will be just short, so it'll be Horizon's ball.
Horizon pick up on their 42.
So 5:03 to go here in the opening half. And another great stop by the Broncos defense. And this is what they're going to need to do, is have the defense start to pick up the offense. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9. Horizon able to get some first down to Jarge coming down that far sideline.
Horizon still attacking with the run plays. The run game, my bad. Another pickup of around. They got the first down.
And again, you continue to see runs toward that Horizon sideline. As we go under 4 minutes now, still tied 7-7. Horizon now starting to pick up that tempo, trying to get the Broncos on their heels. And it's working as they're running, which has been the Broncos' Achilles heel. Get in there, run the play, get ready to snap. Run the play, get ready to snap. They're not giving the Broncos defense any time to rest at all.
Ooh.
And a run right up the middle, skylight in front of them, and just like that, it is now 13-7. Horizon with the touchdown. Horizon will be looking for the extra point to extend it to a 7-point lead.
Kick is good.
Broncos will go ahead. They will begin the drive on their own 25. Again, the Broncos have had so many minor victories. You had some great run plays and pass plays down that near sideline, call back by penalty. You had Aiden George's great pass that was just missed. It's going to get to the point for these Broncos that everything is going to start to connect. And when it does, knowing this team, it's going to be fun to watch.
Broncos running it on this one. Gain of around two or three.
Bring up 2nd and 8. 2:45 to go in the game. Or in the first half, rather. And Broncos stacking middle, going for the run. That'll bring up 3rd down. So 3rd and 3 as we approach the 2-minute mark. And again, the Broncos using this very compact offense.
Flag on this play. Looking like it's in the...
Looks like it's going to be on horizon.
Yep.
And that penalty will bring up a Broncos 1st down. So huge 1st down opportunity now for the Broncos to see if they're going to be able to get some points and get some yardage off of that penalty.
Horizon does pick up the ball at half, or to start the 3rd. Ooh, Aiden takes that one for a gain of 2.
So 2nd and 8, 1:30 to go in the game, in the first half. Again, here I am trying to speed this game up.
Used to calling flag football.
The flag football games with how quick those games were, absolutely. It would be about 7:48. This would be the time we'd be wrapping up those games.
Ooh.
Pass coming down to that near sideline. That's going to be enough for a 1st down as the Broncos try to make their way toward midfield. And Chapman making that huge catch. And again, just keep picking up yardage. Keep getting that 1st down. Bit by bit by bit, continue to make your way down that field. Bad snap, but George is able to get it. Running down that far sideline, throws it.
Almost picked off. Broncos definitely trying to get something going within the final minute.
And that's showing the experience that George now has with that 4-year being under his belt. Bad snap getting to him instead of letting it get to him. Made sure he got the football and decided, what am I going to do next? It was a pass play. I'm going to plant and now make sure I'm throwing. I'm not going to rush. I have the ball now in my possession. Let's just continue to go.
Flag on the play. Looks like it's in the backfield.
And that's just the football IQ that he is starting to develop. Granted, his sophomore year, being under the tutelage of Van Devere, able to take over the reins last year. And we'll see how he continues to develop this coming up year.
Ooh, breaking through. Open field. 1st down, Broncos. You know, just as you were saying, George has definitely developed as a player.
This last year when the offensive line would have collapsed, you'd have been like, okay, I'm going down. But not this time. He's seeing it collapsing in front of him. Where do I have a hole? Where can I go ahead and escape? Where can I go forward? That's exactly what he did there to go ahead and pick up another Broncos first down.
There's enough time on the clock to get some damage done.
Absolutely. 13.7 seconds is an absolute eternity. You have the football on the 38-yard line. You still have time for a number of different plays. Use the sideline to your advantage as well. Spike the ball if you need to stop the clock. What this is going to do as the Broncos continue to get these first down, it's going to continue to give this offense some confidence. When you have that young team as the Broncos are, confidence just becomes everything. Broncos offense more spread out on this one.
Ooh. Horizon got a hand on that one just to break up that pass from Aiden to, I want to say,
and we have an injury timeout. We will go ahead. We will step away for the moment here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. And exactly for the Broncos, what you want to see is Angelo Mancilla able to walk off the field on his own power. 30.3 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Broncos trailing the Hawks by a score of 14-7. It is 2nd and 10. Still plenty of time to run a few plays for the Broncos.
definitely a big loss for the Broncos right there.
Broncos from the shotgun. Aiden looking around. Big hit, but he's able to bring it downfield. Aiden looking around for a flag to no avail. 3rd and 10.
There was a flag.
And they are going to go ahead and they'll call it.
Roughing the passer.
So Aiden wanted it, he fought his case, and the flag eventually did come. So 22.6 seconds to go. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Broncos.
Still got time. They got enough time. How many timeouts do they have? That's the real question. Ooh, Aiden brought back. Ooh. Sees daylight. Brought down just at. Oh. So 1st and goal.
So still enough time to go ahead and get another 1st down. So 2nd and 10 now. 14.2 seconds to go here in the opening half. Referee's changing and putting 12 seconds on the clock. And that play will be whistled dead.
Second and 5 inside the 10. Ooh.
So 4.3 seconds to go. 3rd and 5 now.
If you're the Broncos, are you running it or going in the air?
I'd definitely put it in George's hand and see if he can go ahead and find a receiver to throw it to, go for it. Otherwise, George does have the legs, and he has that wherewithal that he can go ahead and find that opening.
Looks like the special teams is out there.
Go ahead, get some points on the board. Field goes up, field goal goes.
Bring it within 4. We'll be back with second half, or at the start of the second half, at the ranch at Advent Health Field. Score is 14-10 Horizon. Welcome back to the Ranch at Advent Health Field. I'm Aiden Bulleran, joined by John Shigaris for the start of this second half of Broncos football versus the Horizon Hawks. Horizon is leading 14-10 with the Broncos getting a quick a field goal at the end of the first half. Second half coverage begins now. Horizon is starting with the ball. Let's see if there's a comeback coming. You know, spring games are useful for both teams to get momentum or to see what will work and what won't work. Second and 9. Definitely a turnout tonight on both sides, as I mentioned previously. Horizon breaking through the D-line of the Broncos for a pickup of around 4. Oh, gain of 7. Oh. Going at it over there. Gain of 1 on that one.
So you've already seen Horizon convert on 1 4th down already today. We'll see how they do on this 4th and 1. Again, could be a huge momentum boost for the Broncos should they get a stop here, because the defense has given the Broncos so many boosts so far today.
Talk about that big boost at the end of the first quarter with the touchdown.
So enough for the first down. 1st and 10. 10-10 to go here in the third quarter. Horizon Hawks leading the Davenport Broncos by a score of 14-10. John Shigaris here with Aiden Bulleran. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be on this Friday night. And again, yet another run going toward the Horizon sideline. So Everett making it 2nd and 8.
Gain of 1. Brings a loss on that one.
So 39. So here's the Broncos defense again, starting to bring up that intensity. And that'll bring up 4th and 9.
I think kicker's coming out for Horizon.
Yeah, seeing where that football is, it would be great position for the Broncos, so I absolutely expect a punt to come out. So as you guys probably noticed, being the spring game, a few different rule changes. You're not seeing the return on the punts. You're not seeing kickoffs. You're seeing the ball starting at the 25. So a little different than you would traditionally see in the games. So Broncos go ahead, they'll bring their offense out with the ball on the 30. So if you're the Broncos, that's exactly what you wanted to do. You went ahead, you put up points at the end of the first half to go ahead and cut the deficit to 14-10, and then you rely on your defense. They make that great stop to begin the second half, and now we'll see what offense the Broncos are able to bring. The defense continues to try to lift this Broncos team. Now let's see if the offense can put it over the top and potentially take their first lead of the game.
Flag on the play. I saw a little movement before the snap, so false start maybe?
That was a late flag, though, to be a false start.
Yeah. But it's on Horizon.
That'll be enough to go ahead and move the chains. It'll be another first down for the Broncos. 8:17 to go here in the third quarter. So we've seen Horizon go ahead and capitalize on penalties during this game. Let's see what the Broncos can do.
Ooh.
And a power run down that near sideline, picking up about 6 yards. And Pierre has had a number of great runs tonight.
Definitely leading the run game with Aiden.
And having a mobile quarterback is dangerous, but when you have a mobile quarterback and then you have a running back, like we just saw with Pierre, who's also able to run, now you have that two-tiered attack, which is going to be absolutely deadly.
Because if it's not the running back, it's the quarterback. Ooh, and as you were just saying, Aiden takes that one for a first down.
And it gets to the point, it's like, which one of these two are we going to pay attention to? And then it can get to that point if Aiden George can go and establish, hey, I can run. Hey, guess what? We know I have an arm as well. So here's that open receiver. Hey, I'm going to run. Nope, I'm coming back. Boop, right over the middle. And that's what we did see earlier on in that second quarter.
Definitely has developed a lot since his first real start. As flag on the play, but the Broncos with a great gain. Flags on both sides of the field.
Say might have been a late hit. So we'll see if these penalties are offsetting. And holding, so 2 penalties on the Broncos, so that'll push the Broncos back. So Broncos now dealing with the 1st and 20 after the hold.
Broncos looking like they're going to go in the air for this one. Oh, nope.
And Aiden George just continuing to fight for more yards coming down. But you're right, with that empty back set, you're thinking, yeah, he has to throw it, but no. And that's the danger of having a quarterback with speed, just like that, able to get 8 of those yards back, and now it's 2nd and 12.
no gain on that one.
Making it 3rd and 12. There's a quick toss to Birch.
Wasn't he the backup last?
So you can say that Birch actually went down a yard. So 3rd and 13. Broncos spreading their offense out. Again, last time we expected the pass, George went ahead, he ran for 8 yards. And the Broncos would go ahead, they all call a timeout. They want to go ahead and they want to discuss this. So then if you're the Broncos, what do you do in the situation? Conventional wisdom says you would throw it, but you do have Aiden George that can run.
I mean, I'd read down the field, see who I have open, see where the safety's going, you know, and then if I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm running it. You know, look for the gaps, look for the weakness in the defense. And it looks like the weakness seems to be on Horizon side of the field. So maybe attack on that side. Well, obviously look down the field first, and then if I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm attacking on Horizon side.
The other thing that we've seen the Broncos do a few times is line up on that right-hand side, which at this point would be toward the Broncos side, which opens up that whole left-hand side of the field. And when you do have that quarterback like George, you give him all of that room, and here comes the Broncos in that same formation. Look at all of the receivers on that right-hand side of the field. And it looks like Horizon isn't going to bite, keeping 2 defenders on that left-hand side. So George keeps himself, and there is going to be a flag, late flag coming across. And usually when you go ahead and you do see a quarterback going that long in the backfield, 9 times out of 10 it is that holding call. So 4th and very long. So Broncos will probably go ahead and punt this away. 4th and 18. 4:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. A much faster quarter compared to the first 2 quarters of this game.
Oh, definitely. I think the penalties stopped the clock a lot in the first half. The great kick.
Down to the 15, so go ahead and pinning Horizon deep.
The Broncos, if they're able to get a stop on this one, set them up for great field position.
An even relatively quick game. It's been an hour and 25 minutes so far. We're used to these late football nights here at the ranch. Granted, usually football games begin at 7:30 instead of 7. But even overall, it's just been a quick night. As Horizon picks up about 3 on the play. Horizon's going to be real close to that first down marker. And they will move the chains, 1st and 10. And again, it is that run game that has been that Achilles heel for the Broncos for the last few seasons. And a quick reverse, and now that is when the Broncos go ahead their defense. When you start to become more fancy with the runs, that's when the Broncos defense is able to capitalize.
Great stop on that one.
Short gain of 2, it'll now be 2nd and 8. But a great atmosphere here on both sidelines. You have the Broncos fans and Horizon being right down the road, down in Winter Garden, bringing a number of fans here, bringing their cheerleaders as well. And Horizon has another breakaway. The 40 has one man to beat. The 30, the 20, 10-5, and Horizon put 6 more points on the board. It's now 20-10.
Broncos proven that the run game is still one of their weaknesses right now.
And again, that's a benefit of a spring game, so you can go ahead and continue to see this situation and continue to shore up things before the season begins in just a little less than 2.5 months.
Just find what works and use it, and then what doesn't work, come up with the solution for it.
As hard as that is to believe, in 2.5 months we'll have that opening game against Celebration here at La Ranch. Extra point is up, and extra point will go, and just like that, Horizon is on top by a score of 21-10.
A quick third quarter right now, as you mentioned before. It's hard to believe the school's going into its 3rd year.
The school has definitely come a long way in those 3 years. You think back to when the school here on campus, and if you haven't seen Davenport High School, one of the most beautiful campuses, not only in Polk County, I would go Florida as well. But here it is, when we opened 2 years ago, so many buildings weren't even accessible to students. 3rd floors weren't accessible to students. Floors weren't finished, buildings weren't finished. Athletic schedules having to be pushed back. But it's amazing how far this school has come in 2 years. And athletics has been a huge part of that.
Ooh.
Is it out? Down to the 30, 25, and what a great pass by the Broncos. And Barton helping to bring this crowd alive, and that's exactly what the Broncos need. Could that be the spark?
It's fantastic on that one. Perfect ball placement from Aiden.
And that's what'll come. Aiden's getting that ball placement. It's just going to take the receivers a little bit of time to be able to learn that ball spiral and everything from Aiden. And as time develops, and this summer you'll definitely see more gelling. And that round will go right back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. But we talked about athletics. It's amazing how many teams, when you have the school that's been here for 2 years, that have made state-level tournaments. Both of our soccer teams making state-level tournaments. Volleyball team in their very first season making a state-level tournament. We have our weightlifting team, and we've had great success with them. We've mentioned Nick Ferdico's name so many times in football broadcasts, and what he is doing now, being an amateur weightlifter. And potentially and hoping that he might be able to qualify for the Olympics down the road.
Loss of 1 on the play for 3rd and 11, I believe.
So it's amazing to see what Davenport's been able to do, as you said, in these 2 years. And the future just is so bright for the school. As Alan Dujay, the principal of Davenport High School, keeps saying, we're just getting started.
Ooh. Flag on that one.
And it's going to be offsetting penalties.
Give the Broncos a second chance on this one.
So we'll play it again at 3rd and 11. Again, the Broncos stacking that near sideline. Airs it out toward the back of the end zone. And did Horizon come up with that interception? And it is intercepted deep in the end zone.
You know, you saw the Broncos go in the air a lot more on that drive.
And again, it just comes down to that confidence. The more they continue to do it, this team will continue to gel. As we've mentioned so many times in these broadcasts, such a young team. And by young team, we're talking program-wise. This would be the 3rd year that we have a football team at Davenport High School, because it's the 3rd year we've even been a school. And a penalty on the play, and the Broncos have a first down.
Ooh, run on that one. Pickup of 3. Oh, 1 yard.
So 45 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Broncos all bunched in.
Ooh, Aiden.
Been about 3rd and 5. Closing seconds here in the 3rd quarter. And that play is going to be whistled dead.
.3 of a second left.
So that'll back the Broncos up 3rd and 11.
Aiden breaking through a couple. Just that, drawing blanks right now. But that is it for this 3rd quarter of Broncos, or no, Horizon Hawks versus Davenport Broncos football here at the Ranch at Advent Health Field. 21-10 Hawks. I believe so.
So this is going to absolutely be such a pivotal set of downs for the Broncos. Right now, you're down 11 points. So it's going to be that 2-possession game. So the Broncos absolutely need to make sure in some way, shape, or form you are putting points on the board right now.
Definitely.
So first and goal opportunity for the Broncos. These Broncos are real close to knocking on that end zone door. Broncos fans starting to come alive. And that's one thing that can absolutely help this Broncos offense, is starting to get the crowd behind them. So that can almost be that extra man on that field willing the Broncos on.
Timeout called by the Broncos. Just getting set on who's going to be on the field. You saw a lot of movement on our sideline with players coming in, players coming out. Communication. There's a bird.
Now Horizon playing a little mind games with the Broncos. The Broncos had always been slow to come back to the line. This time the Hawks defense taking their time getting back.
Try to slow the momentum that the Broncos have.
Think George is going to take it himself?
Second and 1. Second and goal. Oh. On the 2. Saw some movement before the play.
So half the distance to the goal. The Broncos are now go down to the 1 yard line.
Second and 1.
So the second and goal opportunity, 11:28 to go. Again, with how his running has been going, you have to assume George is going to be running it in.
Get that sneak going.
And George is able to take it in for the touchdown, 21-16.
The Broncos here at the Ranch at Advent Health Field are definitely getting into this one. Can feel it in the booth.
And that's taking advantage of your penalties. It looked like the Broncos were dead to rights on that 4th down. Or that interception, rather, the interception in the end zone. But the penalty gave the Broncos new life, and they took advantage. Now looking to cut the lead down to 4.
Kick is good.
And that was an absolute laser beam of a kick. So Horizon, it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 25. But still plenty of time on the clock, 11:23 to go here in this ball game. And now you're seeing a Broncos sideline absolutely energized.
All gas.
There's your defense coming up huge. Now your offense is coming up huge. Everything's starting to come together. Horizon is able to run it for about 9.
something you realize about the Broncos is they attack, and when they attack, they go for it. They put everything they got out there.
That'll be enough to move the chains. It'd be interesting to see how Horizon plays this. Do they start to milk this clock as they go down the field, or do they continue to go with this high-intensity offense that they have had? So to being a 4-point game, they obviously want to try to take as much time off the clock as possible. So you're probably going to see a lot more running from Horizon.
Stopped after a pickup of 7 or 8.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 2. And again, nice compact. Here comes around again, draining time off that clock.
Ooh.
That's going to be enough for a first down and then some as they cross midfield.
Great jobs by both teams tonight. With just about 9 minutes left in this game.
And Broncos making sure that offense doesn't amount to much. Brings up 2nd and 8. So 8:53 to play, 4-point game. Horizon Hawks leading the Broncos by a score of 21-17. John Shigaris here with Aiden Bowler, and once again, thank you for joining us wherever you have been, not only tonight, but this entire season of Broncos Athletics here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network.
You know, it was a great year for Broncos sports.
Coming back off of the injury timeout, 2nd and 8, 8:53 to go here in the ball game. It's going to be just short of the first down, 3rd and about 1. When it comes to third down, we have seen the Broncos tonight make a number of huge stops when it's been third and short. We've also seen Horizon connect on fourth down opportunities. It's going to be run down on that near sideline. That's going to be close to the marker. We'll see where it's spotted. So 4th and 2, 7:54 to go here in the game. Jordan Russell with that huge stop. Horizon was able to connect on a 4th down conversion earlier in the game. Let's see if the Broncos defense can go ahead and prevent that from happening again.
Flag on Horizon's false start. Bring them back 5.
So brings it up 4th and 7. So we'll see if the offense does stay on the field, because if they didn't convert, this would be great opportunity for the Broncos. And it looks like Horizon will punt it away with 7.5 to go. So momentum definitely starting to shift toward the black jerseys of the Broncos. That is going to get pinned to about the 16-yard line. And it seems like the Broncos have had flashes where they do try to get that fire going. You saw the defensive touchdown that we had in the second quarter by the Broncos that made it 7-7 at that point. Now the defense has started to step up, and Aiden George has started to come alive, both with running and with throwing. That has brought this offense up to that next level. This is exactly what we've expected out of an Aiden George-led offense.
He's a magician out there. If one thing's not working, he can pull it out of his bag of tricks as he keeps the ball and goes for a run. Brought back for a loss of 3.
But you're right, Aiden definitely has a bigger bag of tricks than he did this past season. But again, that just comes with experience. The more you get comfortable in a position, the more your entire team starts to get comfortable.
The trust that he's built around with these guys he's a senior this year, and the guys he had, his weapons last year, have been with him since his first full season starting as quarterback. So the trust and the connection with those players is stronger. And then he's going to have the summer to work with them and get better and develop as a player and develop as a leader.
That's the thing. If you're these Broncos receivers, you've been going through quarterbacks. First year of the program, you were Vanderveer. Now you have George. This is going to be the first time in Broncos history that they're going to have the same quarterback in back-to-back years. So as you said, that's just going to start to become and get that comfort level from these players.
Nice dot to Chat.
So the Broncos go ahead. They will punt it off. 5:50 to go here in this one. Horizon's receivers lining up at midfield. Again, much like there not being any kickoffs, there will not be a return of the punt. Punt is away. And it's going to take a Horizon bounce. So Horizon will get the ball with great field position at about the 32-yard line. And it'll be another opportunity for the Broncos defense to show why they are the strength of this team, and they have been the strength of the team.
Still a lot of time left on the clock for a comeback.
And just like their last drive, going ahead stacking in the box, expecting a run from the Hawks. Pond picks up about 5, 2nd and 5. As we approach the 5-minute mark. Hawks now running toward the Broncos sideline.
Stopped just short. No. Yeah.
But right back to the
Back
about
to
a
the
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a yard past it, 3rd and 4.
I was going to say just short of the line.
But again, a positive. This defense continuing to make stand after stand after stand. And again, that near sideline, and that again will not be enough for the first down. So another great stop by the Broncos.
If you're Horizon, are you going to kick it or are you going to go for it?
Being where you are, I wouldn't be punting it, that's for sure. And there's that run again for that first down. As now opting to throw it. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Hawks. 27-17. So again, here you have the Broncos expecting run, and the Hawks use that to their advantage. So the run setting up for the pass. We've talked about it so often in these broadcasts.
Definitely something you don't want to see or let up. Is that a flag?
So offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties.
Kick is good.
And back to an 11-point lead for Horizon. But still a ton of time on the clock in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Because we have seen the Broncos defense make quick stops. And Horizon has left a ton of time on the clock. This Broncos going to have to rely on Aiden's arm for this one. This Broncos will start at the 40.
Going in the air for this one. Put down.
So 2nd and 10, 3:12 to go. And George scrambling to his right, flag on the play. Horizon just missing an interception there. Multiple flags both on in the backfield and on the sideline.
Holding on the Broncos.
And holding on the Broncos was declined. So advancing the down to 3rd and 10, 3:05 to go. Bounce pass to Aiden. Moving toward his left, he has room, and he is off, and that's going to be a first down, and that's for legs of Aiden George, and he is still going. Down to the 30, the 20, 10, 5, Aiden George with the touchdown. Huge points going on the board for the Broncos.
It wasn't Aiden's. He lateraled it back.
It was Pierre. Good eyes there, Aiden.
Either lateraled it back or he dropped it. But I don't think it touched the ground. Spark was definitely lit right there.
So 28-23, it is a 5-point game, 2:51 to go. Nato lined up for the extra point, and that bullet does not go through. So it's going to be a 5-point game, 28-23, as the Horizon Hawks will get the ball back. 1st and 10. So Aiden, here is where this defense for the Broncos has to come up huge yet again.
Definitely carried the momentum that the offense got right there.
Broncos doing exactly what they had to do. That entire drive lasting less than a minute. Exactly what they had to do. Still leave plenty of time on the clock. Let the defense do their job and give the ball right back to Aiden George. Because this Horizon defense has to start getting tired how often they've been on the field recently. Horizon cheerleaders trying to get the Horizon fans back into it. And that's going to be a run for a pickup of about a yard, again expecting to go ahead and try to drain the clock. 2nd and 9.
Talk about the defense tonight.
The defense has been unbelievable. And again, it has been that spark for the Broncos. Think back, first touchdown the Broncos put on the board came from the defense.
The offense, too. The offense has definitely been clicking since.
And the offense has gone ahead and they've taken advantage of penalties, which is exactly what good teams do. This is going to be 3rd and about 1. So this is where the defense showed up on their last drive, where they were able to make that huge stop. Horizon then got a penalty that pushed them back. This is what the defense needs to do, is try to get Horizon off of their game. Clock still running, 1:38 to go here in the ball game.
Is that a stop?
That's going to be real close to that first down marker, and that will move the chains. 1st and 10.
Game of inches right there.
With that first down, we should expect Horizon to go into a victory formation. And they don't. They decide to run the ball down that near sideline, picking up about a yard. So 2nd and 9.
Timeout.
And we have a timeout on the field to go ahead and stop that clock.
What do you think they're discussing in this timeout?
If you're Horizon, you have to assume, again, you want to try to drain this clock. 58.7 seconds to go. Here's another running play. Knock some time off that clock. If you're the Broncos, if they do run, try to make sure Horizon goes out of bounds. And if you are Horizon, you make sure, I'm going toward the end zone. No, I'm going down to a knee to make sure I stay in bounds and keep that clock going. So it just comes down to clock management at this point in time. .7 seconds, 2nd and 8.
Is that game?
And the officials are walking off the field. That appears to be your game. So your final score as the clock will run out. Davenport Broncos 23, Horizon Hawks winning this one 28. Again, thank you for joining us this entire year here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. First game of the 2023-2024 season is 2.5 months from today. It is on Friday night, 7:30, when the Celebration Storm travel to the Ranch to take on the Davenport Broncos on August 18th. For my broadcast partner, Aiden Bolaran, I'm John Chigueras. From Davenport, everyone, good night.